Energized show, up the Irish.
Okay, what's going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of Energized. Ross, introduce the champ.
Today we have the Cage Warriors World Featherweight Champion. It is the epidemic. It's Jordan Vucenic. Jordan, how's things, man?
Yes, all good. All good.
Jordan, long time no see, bud. How are you keeping?
I'm all good. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah,
It's been a minute.
How does it feel to finally make your Energized debut?
You know what? I'm excited. I've been nervous, sweaty palms, but I'm here. I've made it, and let's go. Let's get it on.
That's exactly what we want to hear. For the people tuning in now, Jordan is taking on Paul Hughes for the Featherweight Cage Warriors Championship on Cage Warriors 134 live in London in the Indigo on March 18th. Ross, we are going to be there in attendance. But Jordan, how much are you looking forward to getting into the cage again and taking on Paul Hughes for the second time?
Buzzing, just excited, ready to go now. Honestly, I wanted him on here to talk with me, but
I know we could definitely get into that.
Got a blue tick, and he ain't got time for me no more.
Is it the blue tick and then he's gone?
Yeah, it's the blue tick. As soon as he got that was him. He was just too far above me.
Look, some people change that blue tick, you know. But Jordan, this fight has been one of the most highly anticipated fights in Cage Warriors history, especially in recent memory. Like, he's obviously fought before. The back and forth he's been having online, the changing of the thumbnails, the t-shirts, him putting the Irish flag on you when he was fighting Morgan Charrier. Like, what is there bad blood here between you and Jordan? I mean, between you and Paul?
I actually like him. I actually want to punch his head in and get the finish, but then I actually want to be his mate after. Like, I actually think he's a nice guy. So he don't like me. He ain't got time for me, like I said. But I actually like him. I think he's all right. We have banter in real life. That's what it would have been funny if we were on here together. But like I said, that blue tick changes people.
Tell us this: when he first showed up with the Jordan Vucenic t-shirt on, how hard did you laugh, or did that piss you off?
Nah, do you know what? We were at the show together, and then there was talks of us getting in the cage after, and whatever happened, we didn't end up getting in the cage, and I'm fucking glad I didn't, the bastard, because I knew that top would have been whipped out when we got in there, and then I just had to batter him in there and then. But yeah, when I seen it, I don't know, it was funny. Fair play to him, but yeah, what can you do?
Well, that's the sort of stuff as MMA fans we want to see, you know. So it's just selling the fight.
Yeah.
Jordan, like, you were telling us that you're expecting a good few people coming down to support you. Can you tell us exactly how many people are coming?
It's plus 1,000. I was thinking more in the regions of 1,500. I mean, the capacity is meant to be around about 3,000, and I can imagine the majority of that's going to be English, even though it is St. Paddy's weekend. Big fight, though. Big numbers.
And tell us this, Jordan. Obviously, it's going to be an iconic event. It's going to be one of the biggest title fights in Cage Warriors history. Have you given the walkout any thought to get the venue on its feet?
Nah, I think Hughes is going to do that, and he's probably going to play an Irish song. I mean, loads of people have said to me, "Oh, look, you should walk out to an Irish song. It's St. Paddy's weekend, blah blah blah." But I just do the fighting. I'll leave the acting to him. I'm sure he'll have a great career in acting once his fighting career is over. So I'll leave it to him. I'll let him hype everybody up, and then I'll just come out and be the spoiler.
In terms of this fight, obviously the first fight was so talked about, and people threw it up in the air on who won. Look, I'll say it to you, because I actually scored a 2-1 to Hughes at the time. I had 1-3 for him. But look, if someone wants to argue with him, I could see it from the other point of view. Tell me this: how much weight does that first fight hold, and how many times have you watched it?
I've watched it back loads and loads and loads, especially in the lead up to this fight as well. I watched it back more and more. But I mean, I've never ever shied away from. I said when me and him finished the fight, when my hand got raised, I went up to him and I said, "Look, I honestly thought that you nicked that there, but obviously the judge has seen it a different way." But I said that to him straight away while we were in the cage. I said, "Look, I thought you had that," and he said, like, "Oh, look, blah blah blah. It's not your job to score the fight," sort of thing, blah blah blah. And watching it back the first couple of times after, I did think, "Oh yeah, fucking hell, I shouldn't have really got that decision." And I've never ever not been against that. I mean, I have watched it back since now and definitely have thought, now you can definitely score it for me. And the more I've watched it back, the more I've noticed little things and blah, blah, blah. But it's still up in the air. So I have to go out and I have to sort of rewrite the wrong that was made. And I have to put a stamp on it. And the way I'm looking at it, it's going to be such a landslide in my favour. There's either going to be an early finish or it's going to just be 5-round battering. That's how I'm seeing the fight going.
Yeah, Jordan, like myself and Ross are fans of both yourself and Paul, and I think for the people watching the show now, they can tell exactly where we're from. But what are you sort of expecting now from Paul Hughes going into this fight now? Because like he's after getting like winning the interim title now, and like do you think that loss against yourself is going to push him on more? And like what sort of Paul Hughes are you expecting now on the 18th of March?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say it's going to push him to be the best Hughes he can. Like I was going to say, I was hoping he did come on the show because I was going to say to him, I hope you've had a shit training camp so I can batter you even worse. A lot of fighters will say, oh, I hope he's had the best camp so I can beat the best him. Nah, I hope he's had a shit camp and he's been injured throughout it so I can batter him even more. That's how I'm thinking.
I don't think I've ever heard that answer before, but look, I like anything that's unique, so
Yeah.
fair play. Fair play.
Jordan, we also respect you for coming on the show as well. I know we're the Irish guys, so like coming on to an Irish podcast to promote yourself. It's not every day we have someone doing that, but like before and after the fight, we're going to be respectful of both of you. And like we want you both to go to UFC and have brilliant careers as well. And I think you are set to do that. We've discussed before us with Graham Bunn. We think you're both UFC level right now. That's
100%.
what makes this main event so good and unmissable on UFC Fight Pass. And who knows? We were saying to Paul as well that Dana White could be in attendance. He could give one of you a contract, could give you both as a contract. Say if it's close again, you could both headline Belfast as well for a trilogy. The options are endless for both of you.
Listen, it's just a shame for Paul Hughes that I'm in the class at the same time he is, because I believe if it was any single one of us, we'd have ran it. But unfortunately for him, I'm in the weight class with him.
Yeah, I think I'd describe it as a love triangle to Paul. There's yourself, Charrier, and
Nah. You can't add him into it. Look, I've changed up a lot. I can't obviously say what I've changed up, blah blah blah. I have to see it online, but I've changed up a lot, and
yeah, the beard's bigger.
I was letting a lot of these guys come in on the fights when I could have shut it down if I want it. Well, I could have shut it down, but the way I was training at that point wouldn't have warranted that. The way I was looking at fights was sort of just doing enough, just point scoring and just making sure I win. So I let these guys into the fights. I'm telling you, I let them into the fights, and no more. It's not happening anymore.
How can you change that, Jordan? Because obviously you've been going a long time. The both of you are 8-1. Like, what about this camp? Have you changed up a bit?
I've had, do you know what? For the past couple of years, I've had really bad hands. I've broke my left hand 3 times and I've broke my right hand twice. So I've always had bad hands going into fights. So it's always like I could have punched that little bit harder, but I always had that in the back of my mind. Oh shit! Like if I'm gonna punch, I could possibly break my hands again. And at the point of my career I'm at now, I'm on Cage Warriors. It's like walking on a tightrope. That's how I would explain Cage Warriors. Every fight's going to be hard and you could fall at any point. Anything can happen. So I always had that in the back of my mind. So I always would almost pull punches on people and just do enough to sort of just defend the takedowns, think, yeah, I won't get took down. And that was just the wrong way of doing it. But at the time, look, it got me to where it got me. But I had a weird thing. So when I broke my thumb, I believe I broke it in the Sharia fight, but I say I broke it in training because I had a really bad thumb after the Sharia fight, and hitting pads and that was just horrendous pain on my thumb. So I shot for a takedown in training about 3 or 4 weeks out from the Sharia rematch, and I snapped my thumb completely and I fully detached it when I broke it. And I had a little thing I said to people and they were like, what, you're mental? I mean, I'm always in the gym and I'm always training, so I'm always doing something. And when I broke my hand years ago, I was southpaw for almost a year, just working southpaw, letting my hand recover. And this time, for however many months it was, I didn't do any impact on my body whatsoever. I did strength and conditioning and all that, but I did no impact. I didn't punch any bags. I didn't kick any bags. I didn't do anything because I had all these little niggles, all these injuries, and I just let them have almost 4 or 5 months of nothing happen. And now I honestly feel like a different person. Everything from toes all the way up to my head are just, there's no pain. There's nothing. I'm just ready to go. I'm like a beginner again, like hands wise. You see beginners punching pads bare knuckle. I could do that now, whereas before I couldn't do that.
Well, what a monologue there from Jordan Vucenic, Baz. If you're not hyped, you're hyped now. That man says he's fresh as a daisy and ready to become the undisputed Cage Warriors featherweight champion of the
and
world.
put on a big show, a big show. Like, I'm telling you, I feel it. Like, after the Paul Hughes fight, I remember the first one thinking, oh, fucking hell, I've got to fight him again. It was so close and almost like, oh, fuck me, it's going to be a hard fight. Like, and I've trained that hard in the past year. I've been working everything. I honestly feel like Hughes, Sharia, all of these guys, I'm at just a different level to them. I honestly feel it.
Do you feel now with this fight that both Hughes are actually going to come for the finish? That the finish will happen no matter what?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a finish. 100%. I think there's going to be a finish on my part. I mean, I'm a tough bastard. Where I'm from is a bit of a crazy town, and I can't ever see myself getting finished. I mean, I can't even envision it in my head. I can't like close my eyes and envision myself getting finished. I just don't see that happening. But I just think there's going to be a big dramatic ending. Like I said to you, I think it's either going to be 5 rounds of a whitewash where it's all one-sided and I'm just destroying them, or it's going to be a finish in the early rounds.
That's why this fight cannot be missed on March 18th live on UFC Fight Pass and at the Indigo at the O2. Jordan, like, it's great to have you on and like have the champ and get the mindset, because a lot of people come on, they want to be pros, they want to be champs, and then to hear from the horse's mouth literally is a great thing. Jordan, I was also looking at your Instagram page and I see that you're about to become a father for the second time. Like, how's camp been as well, like knowing that you're going to become a father for the second time?
Well, the little one that me and my missus have at the minute, he's not actually my biological son. I sort of met him when he was 5 months old, so I technically am like his dad. I've always done everything for him, and his dad is still in his life. It's not as if I've just took over that role. I just do what I do when I'm with him, and he still sees his dad. But in regards to my little one coming, I'm just so excited, but I almost feel selfish in a way because I've not been present for that. Like, I think I've left all the stress for my missus to have for all that. I've been so one-minded on this fight that I kept saying to her, look, I'm so one-minded on this fight. And after the fight's finished, 3 weeks later, the baby's born, I said, and I'll have a panic in 3 weeks, because I'll be like, oh, fuck. I'll almost have 9 months of knowing this baby's going to come all flood me in the last 3 weeks. But I'm just excited. And how good is it to say to my boy when he's older, in the space of a month, I defended my world title, I signed for the UFC, and you were born. I mean, what a story that is to say to him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. They do say good things come in threes as well.
Exactly that. Exactly.
Yeah. Excuse my research there. Sorry about that. I just thought it was the second time.
Nah, it's all good. I treat him like my son anyway. He calls me Jordan Daddy. So
yeah. Can I just ask you a bit about that mindset as well? Do you think that's like? Do you think it's necessary to be like almost like just solely focused on the fight, or like what sort of way do you look at things, or does that need to be done?
Yeah, I think you have to. I think in this game you got to be all in or all out. You can't be half-hearted. I've known so many talented guys that are half in, half out, and probably better than me in every aspect. But I always do better than them, and they can say it's luck, but I think it's because I'm in the gym every day. I'm always trying to improve. I'm trying to be better, coming forwards, going backwards. Defensive, offensive. I always just want to be the best everywhere, and if you're not all in, you can't work everything. It's got to be all or nothing.
Yeah. Jordan, obviously you and Paul have had some interesting moments. Obviously you fought each other, you witnessed him fight Charrier. You guys had that face off with the belts afterwards. When it comes to weigh-in day and you're face-to-face with Paul Hughes, and then when it comes to the night of the fight and you're face-to-face before, the ref says, let's get it on, are you going to have words with him? Is there anything you're going to say to him?
I'm gonna look the whole time. The first time I fought him, I remember thinking, "Head, you fucking wanker!" Like, I really was thinking. I remember really thinking, I can't wait to fucking smash this guy. And that's how I had it in the fight. I thought, you look so almost. I was tense and I was like, really trying to get after him. And but like I said, I've met him. I've spoke to him in real life. I've spoke to him on social media, and I actually like him as a person. To me, I'm just going to have to go in and do my job, but I need for myself to put this statement out there. So I'm not going to rush anything. I just know what I can do, and I know what's going to come when we get in there. And I keep envisioning it, but how crazy and magical almost of a moment is it going to be where the ref said his final words, we take that step back, and we're ready to go, and everyone's in suspense for when we come together. I can't wait for that moment. I honestly can't wait. And you'll see me. I'll have a smile. Honestly, I'm going to be like a different fighter, like technical wise, blah, 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 all that. And even maybe game plan wise. But you're going to see a happy fighter at the same time when you're in there.
The atmosphere is going to be absolutely electric. Like
crazy.
Yeah, man. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, crazy.
You know, you paint a beautiful picture there, Jordan. I can feel the tension already building.
Yeah.
And you know what? No disrespect to anyone else who's fighting on the card, but like all eyes are on this fight.
Oh,
like, this is where people are looking at. Like this is a UFC caliber fight. Like both you guys are inevitably going to end up in there. One thing Paul said to ourselves was his sort of word to describe this camp was undeniable. That's what he said he's going to be. What would you describe your camp as if you were to describe it in one word?
Eye-opening, I would say. Everything that was wrong has come to light, and I've been able to, okay. So that's how we've been doing the whole camp. It's you work this now, and it's weeks and weeks of working this. Okay, that's done. Now you work this, and that's just how it's been for the last I've almost been in a year camp for this fight. From breaking a thumb, I mean, you got to think I'm out on the sideline, so I didn't have to cut weight. I mean, I'm massive for the weight class. I didn't have to cut no weight. I didn't have to worry about weight. I just was in the gym every day learning, and I honestly just feel on a completely different level to everyone. And I don't even mean just Cage Warriors roster. I mean to everyone. I just feel on a completely different level.
I wish it was this weekend, lads. I'm not going to lie.
I wish it was tonight. Yeah, let's just get it on. I'll just fly him over.
Yeah, well, Jordan, like having you on was great. I'm sure, like we'll give you the final word here, but like I think you and Paul are both future stars. We had Ian Gary on. He said he thinks Paul Hughes is the next Irish guy up into the UFC. Looking at the way you fight, the way you stand up, even with all the tattoos, it's like you definitely are a star in the making. And like the UFC will definitely be able to see that, and they will see that at the headline event, Paul Hughes versus Jordan Vucenic for the featherweight title on the 18th of March. Ross, we're excited. We're going to be there. We're going to have to give Jordan a pair of Irish sunglasses as well.
No, I'll walk out in them. You give me them, I'll walk out in them.
Do you know what? These are the most talked about glasses in Ireland.
They are. People love them. People love them. We'll get a pair to you as soon as we can.
Say, nice drink. I like that.
Oh yeah,
we
kind of
monster. And the whole roster. Like, I mean, we love Cage Warriors. We love covering it, and we can't wait to cover it on the 18th of March. Ross, anything else to say? And then we have to give Champ the last word.
No, just everyone make sure to check out this interview. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bells so you don't miss any Energized shows. Jordan, any last words to say?
Nah, nothing. I'm all good. My end. I'm all good.
Any message for Paul Hughes?
Nah, nothing. Listen, he ain't got time for me, so it's that blue tick's changed him, like I said. So I don't want to waste my breath saying something because it's not going to reach him. He's too famous.
Yeah. That silence reminds me of my Bumble DMs. But we'll talk about that in a different show. Ross, sign us off there, bud.
Guys, thanks a million for watching, and as always, stay energized.
Energized show, up the Irish. Been sussing you guys a couple of times. I've seen a couple of clips. I think you've done some interviews with Dylan Moran and that I saw. So keep going, keep up the good work, guys.